This is episode 62 with special guest Saoirse Curran, where we talk music such as vinyls and gigs, also educating children, falling over, psychos, and a person marrying a fence. We hope you enjoy the episode. Hi, welcome to episode 62. Isn't it really cringy hearing me say that, Saoirse? We have a special guest with us today. We have Saoirse Curran. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Oh, by the way, I'm loving your background.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Yeah, it's a good backdrop.
I can see an Elvis Presley.
Yeah, it's my dad's. He used to have it in his bedroom when he was younger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's like an actual original
magazine or something. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Nice. So just for people listening, so this is my friend Saoirse. We met, I think it was like 2019, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was the first time we met.
Yeah.
And we met kind of briefly. So I worked for Cheshire Fashion Week as a photographer.
Yeah.
And Saoirse was one of the models that was walking on the catwalk. He did quite a few outfits and that. And there was obviously dozens and dozens of models there, but there was like a few of you that I connected to quite well, and we ended up working together afterwards and just doing some photo shoots. And I think like you and Eleanor and Livia and Michaela, people like that, we all kind of connected and stayed friends, which was lovely.
How many of them girls you just mentioned haven't been seen for a number of years now, Kev?
They're all still here, don't you worry.
They're all in the back of a milk carton somewhere.
Well, we had a year break because of pandemic, and then we started up again.
Can't murder in COVID, Kev.
Started back up in 2021, and yeah, that was fantastic. So yeah, and that's when I met your dad as well.
Yeah,
because your dad is
that
pretty
probably
famous.
was one of the reasons that like we bonded as well, was over my dad. So you took quite a few pictures of him. So yeah.
James is going to need more context than that.
Yeah, so my dad is very well dressed man, and he was at Cheshire Fashion Week, so he makes a good picture. I think one of the Cheshire Fashion Weeks he won best dressed. He's always in like tweed suits, like sort of like a trilby hat, but not a trilby hat, it's bigger.
Same. We're normally quite well dressed. We just go a bit like Slumdog Millionaire for this.
Yeah, because he's your family is of Irish descent, isn't he? Aren't you? And he collects all these Guinness stuff and things like that. But he's good laugh. I must admit, I did have a hand. I think he could have won anyway, but I had a massive hand in helping him win that prize. I just went round and told everyone to put him down as the name, because everyone was chatting about him anyway. It's just like a room full of models, and there's like an old guy with a bit of a grey beard that looks cool as fuck that everyone kept talking about.
Drew's like, yeah, you're talking about me.
No.
It is.
I am paying attention to the story. Yes, I have a grey beard. Thank you, James, but that's not. Yeah, the story is important.
Yeah.
The details of the story. Yeah, did people get to vote? Sorry, when you said that everyone went around and said just mention your dad's name. So are people voting in a big room and going, that dude with the grey beard and he looks pretty good?
Yeah.
They just put his name on the thing, and what do you win? Like a certificate that you can put up on a frame, or like?
He would have loved that, because he definitely would have framed it and put it up. But no, we got a meal at where was it now?
Little Chef.
It was a really posh place in Chester. It was
Forge.
Yes,
Is it Forge?
Forge.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. They're so good there, and the food was amazing.
Did you get a dessert with that as well? Is like a 3-course job?
3-course meals, and they actually paid for all our drinks, because we thought we'd be paying for our drinks, so we kind of didn't. We weren't frugal about it. And then they came over with a bill, and then they were like, "Oh, jokes! There's nothing on it." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, because it wasn't like the Fashion Week organisers that did it. It was the guy who ran the restaurant that offered it. So he had carte blanche of what he gave you for free, basically.
Yeah.
And he was a really nice guy, wasn't he?
Really nice. Yeah, I think was that Kenny? Was it?
Kenny, yeah. Is he French or something?
Yeah, so he used to run as well a place where I live in Frodsham, and he's always been dead good. Yeah.
So Saoirse lives in a really lovely sort of pretty village outside Chester, between here and sort of Liverpool. Really nice little area.
Nice.
And
not like where you live then.
I live in Chester, which is also a lovely area. She's in the
to be fair, yeah. It is nice.
I bet you probably brought the tone down a bit, haven't you, Kev?
Oh, yeah. No, we live in quite posh areas.
Kev's neighbour's like, it used to be a lovely place until the riffraff moved in next door, playing their heavy metal music.
Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah, I do worry about playing our vinyl set. This is like the old vinyl one, but now it doesn't work. So we've got a new setup with big speakers.
Nice.
Yeah. And we're
what are you playing?
So I worry about the neighbours, but I hope they just like our taste in music. So.
I was gonna say you need to show us the view, but that's probably not going to be possible in the nighttime with a laptop.
Oh, no, yeah, and it's going darker earlier now. So usually we get a really nice sunset. We have like a balcony with French doors. Sounds really posh, doesn't it? Yeah, we've got a balcony.
It is.
Yeah, but it's got a gorgeous sunset, and yeah.
You only pays £3 a day for his internet. He's balling.
What?
Yeah, I'm living the high life, guys. I'm living the high life. Absolutely. For £2, £3 for 2 bars for 24 hours. Can't say further than that.
You've not even got free Wi-Fi.
Well, I don't even have 3 flipping bars. I've got 2 bars. So I feel like that's false advertising, though. Do you know what I mean? If it's like £3 for 24 hours, it's like, how many bars do I get, though? Like, how good is the Wi-Fi that I'm paying for? Do you know what I mean?
Maybe if you give them a backhander of some more money, you get better Wi-Fi.
That would be nice. That'd be nice. Maybe they can just plug me in. Like, you know, like you can actually just plug in, like, what is it?
Phone line.
No, like hardwire me. Just like hardwire me straight through the, you know,
like
room 419. Let's go. Go straight in.
What? Sorry? Room what?
419.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
James is going to call it a bomb scare later.
Sorry to interrupt the show. Just a reminder to say we love and appreciate you all for listening to the podcast, whether it's on Spotify, Apple, or Amazon. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, follow, as this really helps us continue to progress and improve the content and keeps us making these fun episodes for you guys. Oh, we're also on these things called Instagram and TikTok. You can follow us there too, as we share short, funny reels on the reg that you can share with friends if you like. Now, back to the mayhem.
I bet he, fuck's sake.
Hello. It's fine, it's my wallet. It's not fun.
Right.
It's just
There's
my
a
wallet.
dodgy character in room 419. I believe he's trying to do a podcast with terrible Wi-Fi.
And that film I watched today. So yeah, Saoirse, this afternoon I watched the film in the cinema called Afraid. Have you heard of that? About AI?
Oh yes, I have heard of an AI one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a horror.
I feel like that should be me, afraid of the Wi-Fi.
Well, I'm not going to say. I wasn't going to say anything. It was just the thing that James said, because there's a kid. There's a prank that goes around in America at the moment, or has gone round, called swatting, and it's where a child that's of school age phones up and says, "I'm being held captive. I'm at this address," and a SWAT team turn up. So it's just you do it as a prank to your friends' parents. And you call in the neighbour's address.
People have done it on streamers that I've watched live. They've like been streaming them playing games, and all of a sudden you hear like bang bang, and a SWAT team comes in. It's super dangerous.
Yeah,
but on a multitude of levels, because you're wasting valuable SWAT teams that could be doing something much more important.
Well, they could be swatting, couldn't they? Could be swatting somewhere else, swatting flies.
Knockdown ninja on people playing Fortnite. Like what?
But I'm sure they get done for it if they find out who has done it.
At least for sure, especially in America.
Yeah, but it's 6-year-old kids and 10-year-old kids. They're just getting.
What are they going to say? I didn't know. I didn't realise. Yeah, but when they call up and say, "What do you need? What dispatch?" You're like, "I need a SWAT team." Why?
No, they don't. They don't ask for a SWAT team. They say, "I've been kidnapped. I'm 10 years old. I'm in this house." They're gonna send a SWAT team.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair. Okay, yeah.
No.
Or
now,
okay. That makes more sense. Maybe I should put my victims somewhere else.
James, have you been working on your 10-year-old voice? Have you been working on your 10-year-old voice?
Oh. I heard of someone online who was like a YouTuber, and people were like calling the council about their house, and then they were calling RSPCA about the dogs, and then they called Childline about their kids. Like, it just didn't stop.
Whoa, the same family?
Yeah, it was the I think they were called the Tony Jolies that were on YouTube. I think they still are. I used to watch them, but yeah, because they literally vlogged their whole life like every day. But I think they don't do that as much.
Yawn those bloody people as well.
Oh,
I'd swat them just for being bloody irritating.
Oh,
here we are going to Sainsbury's. Fuck off.
Did you hear about that family? Like, it's quite a religious mum in America.
Yes.
And is that what you're on about?
No,
is
it
they filmed her?
It's a similar vibe. These ones that I was on about are in England, but that's the Frankies, is it?
I think so, yeah. Did you watch that documentary on Channel 5?
I've watched a load of, like, I saw all the progress going on, so I was like, as she was getting arrested, all the evidence that was coming out.
Yeah.
But it's horrific. I don't know, she's just a little bit mental, isn't she? Well,
yeah.
A lot.
Also, Kev, did you watch that on Channel 5? It's something I haven't heard anyone say for about 15 years. Did you watch that on Channel 5? What, Emmanuel in Space? No, I didn't. Did you watch that on Channel 5?
Well, on the app, not at real TV.
No.
But they do some mad documentaries on Channel 5. It's like a woman when YouTube was in its infancy a little bit, and she was filming her whole life, filming her kids.
Yeah.
Even when she was telling them off and reprimanding them, she was filming it to educate other mothers. And it got to the point where this religious nut job came into her life to help her, and she managed to wheedle out the husband, ostracize him, and then it was just her. And then ended up the police raiding their home because people saw some weird stuff on the videos, and she had tied her children up and locked them in rooms, not fed them because they'd said something naughty, and then she thought that the devil was in them.
Yeah.
So
this in her defense, what did they say?
America, right? Only in America.
America, yeah.
They were in the middle of a desert, and it was like this multi-million-pound house in the middle of a desert. There's like 6 houses and nothing for 100 miles, and they're all like bunkers pretty much. Like they're only out of the ground. Yeah. Like
do you know what crazy mums I like on YouTube? The crazy ones that film their kids crying after they've been bullied. They're like, I've had a really bad time. Hold please. And go. Be sad. Oh no. Oh no. Views. Oh no. Views.
Crying, but then she went, smile for the thumbnail. Like, or like pose for the thumbnail.
I've not seen any of that.
I mean, to be fair, what I just demonstrated works because that kid who was famous for that is now in the new Mad Max film.
Oh, yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
You know, maybe it does work.
Yeah.
So wait, are we saying that's the new audition tape for kids that have been traumatized at school?
I think what you need to do is traumatize your child, film it, and hope for the best. And it helps if they're a little weird looking.
It helps them get into Hollywood.
There you go.
Yeah. That's the route in. Skip Disney, go straight to
trauma.
mental.
Go straight to trauma, kids.
But have you noticed when it's like the kids, like not when there's an actual issue, but if you give them too much attention when there's a bad thing, they'll milk it.
Yeah.
So if they fall over and you go, whoopsie daisy, crack on, they're fine.
Yeah.
But if you go, oh my God, you're all right, they'll start to cry.
I agree with that. All those Jimmy Savile kids, give them all that attention, milking it. You're like, oh,
sorry,
God, you just let it go.
But it's that moment, right? To go back to that, though, not obviously not that, but to go back to like when you fall at the playground and you see the kid look at their knee, and it's that moment of, and it's like that second of where it can go either way. You go, and then they laugh, and they kind of mirror you, or if you go, oh, and then they go, so it's like you've got that kind of which path are you going to take in the playground.
Always
they'll look at people for the reactions before they react as well, like children.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And here's a quite a profound kind of strange thing though, that it's like we're trying to heal ourselves because they talk about Reiki and things like that, right? When you actually try to cover like a wounded area when you're a kid and like you've scuffed your knee, you don't actually hold your actual knee, but you hold the area just away from it, and it's like you're trying to heal that part of your.
Yeah, because the bit that actually hurts, you don't want to touch. It makes
it
hurt. It's like, I broke my arm. I'm just going to put my arm on it like that.
I don't know. Like paper towels, magical. They heal things,
but it does. Yeah, it's like you kind of Reiki yourself. Like it's like subconscious Reiki when you're a kid in the playground. Yeah.
What's an acceptable age to still laugh at someone when they fall over? Like, as in...
No, I think if they're laughing, that's fine.
You fell over.
What if it's an older person? I can't.
That's what I was getting at. What's the cut off? If they're like 80 and they fall.
Yeah, no.
It's like dropping Lego, isn't it? Something's going to break.
I think over 50, you've got to be like, "Are you okay?" And then you can laugh.
50, 60-year-olds can take it.
Mate,
anything over 60, you start becoming a Lego piece, where if you are going to fall, something's going to fall off.
If I fall over in the street, I think it would hurt. I wouldn't bounce back like I used to.
That reminds me. I was once in a queue for what was it? What was that bank called? Are you with the Woolwich? Woolwich, yeah.
Just say the word bank.
Are you with that camel? No, I'm with the Woolwich. That was it, Woolwich. Anyway, so I'm in the queue for the Woolwich, and this old man trips over this crazy pavement.
What bank was it again? Sorry,
the Woolwich.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
What was the account number for that one?
I don't know. I don't know.
But
anyway,
exists now. That sounds like a '90s bank.
Yeah, it was an old school, but yeah, dude, I'm older now. Like, it was back in the day. I was smaller, less grey. Anyway, this old man trips over like a massive curb that's sticking up. He trips, but for some reason he's like almost like falling in slow motion. I look through the window and I can see the guy's like, oh, and then I run through the door and I catch this old man before he absolutely plummets into.
Just to be clear, you said a massive curb. Do you mean a curb? Because a curb at some point just becomes a wall.
Yeah, no.
Was he climbing over a wall and he fell?
Yeah, the 80-year-old man was climbing. He was a ninja. No,
we should know better.
But an 80-year-old man was falling. You saw him fall, and you ran about 7 meters before he landed on his face. Are you the Flash?
Yeah,
I might as well have been.
There's a lot of holes in this story.
There was a door open. The door was already open, so I didn't have to open the door. It was a summer's day. The door was open. Why would I lie? What have I got to gain from lying? And I ran out, and I just caught the guy just before he was about to.
Was there no one else closer? Just didn't have your reactions, probably.
For some reason, there wasn't anyone else out there in the street.
Oh.
I mean, there might have been someone running over.
He ran through 20 people, pushing him out the way.
From that direction.
Over several other pensioners.
I had such an ego as a kid that I had to push all the people that wanted to help him first, and then I caught him and went, I am the godsend, you know.
Several hips were broken in his attempts to save someone.
And then I asked him if he could redo it just so I could be the hero again. I'm like, do you mind if you could fall over again? Because I didn't quite get there in time.
You had to
Drew only goes to the bank on pension day.
No, it was
Drew's
nice.
greasing up curbs, so people on their like Zimmer frames are just going down. He's trying to like, oh, I saved you. Oh, here's £10, young man.
But he managed.
I made a good amount of money actually.
Managed to push a child into oncoming traffic so he could do it.
So I put it in my ice cream fund. So yeah.
I don't know where this has come from. Saoirse, what's the best fall you've seen?
Oh my gosh, what's the best fall I've seen? Oh,
You're actually considering answering the question.
One, but it's a bit embarrassing. I don't know who it is. So
was it you?
I'm trying to think now.
Did it involve ice?
Eyes?
Oh, there's always
Ice, not ice. Did it involve ice?
ice. Yeah.
Slippy.
Oh, I was like working at a wedding, and I slipped over whilst I was carrying a load of bits, but it just felt like slow motion Bambi on ice, and my legs were going everywhere.
Whoa!
Fell over, and then I didn't realise it was the groom, but the groom picked me up, and like I was so embarrassed. But yeah, there's probably been a few. I fell off.
Several years they got married.
Yeah. Oh God, imagine. But I've had a few drunk falls. One time I decided to jump on top of my car and then jump off it. So that maybe isn't a fall. I thought I could jump off it, and I don't know why I thought that was a good idea.
Just land.
But yeah.
Did you think you were a superhero at that point? Did you have
just like showing off? I don't know.
Yeah.
But my car was only like a small car, and I was like, oh, we were walking from pub to pub. I was like, oh, my car's parked there. Let me show you my car. It's not anything fancy. It was literally a VW Lupo at the time. And then I said, oh, I bet you I could jump up on there and jump off. Wouldn't that be great? And yeah, that did not end well. I had like...
Parkour.
Yeah, I had photo shoots after it as well. I had like bruises on my knees. It's a bit silly, really.
Both arms in casts, just like, hello.
Yeah.
You turn up like a massive white Y. Hello.
Like a coat hanger. Morning.
You know what, though? I've never fallen on a catwalk, which is good, because that's like the thing.
Same.
Because I am quite clumsy. But...
That would be good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to not. Yeah, that would be awful.
Well, also...
Because then you've got audiences both sides.
Videos it. So...
Yeah, there's a lot of videos.
Whenever I hear the word catwalk, only one thing comes into my head nowadays. And that's that scene it's that scene in Bruno where he shows up to Fashion Week in that Velcro suit.
Yeah.
And he walks through all the clothes and it all gets stuck to him and he ends up on the catwalk, just like walking through like
I just love it. Yeah.
The last fall I saw is not funny. I was in Muswell Hill in North London, and I was in my car going up a hill. The hill is like almost vertical. It's like 45 degrees, which is not almost vertical, but it's steep. And a cyclist, I think it was a young woman, cycled down the hill, and the wheel hit like a drain, and just went straight over the handlebars. That landed on her chin and got scraped, like her jaw almost came off. And there was like
Kev filmed the whole thing, documented it, has a camera out like a jiffy.
I I saw the aftermath. I saw this. I turned and she was already sliding, and then someone told me that they hit a thing. But because it's a small village area in London, a few people knew her, and we saw her a couple of weeks later walking around, like had her whole jaw rewired back together and stuff. Sorry, I just brought down the mood massively there.
Wow.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I was going to say, before that, obviously that doesn't remind me of a Craig David song, but there's a Craig David song.
Mash my face on Tuesday.
Oh no.
Sliding down on Wednesday. No, but the Craig David song I was thinking about is with Bastille, and it's I Know You. And it says, we fall to the curb, we laugh till it hurts. Do you know the track I'm talking about, Saoirse?
I feel like I do, because I used to listen to Bastille all the time.
Yeah, his voice is amazing. But that track is beautiful though. It's like we fall to the curb, we laugh till it hurts.
Yeah, but Kev, that doesn't work when you play that song to American History X.
Oh no, that's the curb is very different. Very different. And that involves a lot of dental work.
What are you playing on your vinyl right now behind you? What have you got?
So at the minute, we've got a bit of an obsession with Wonder Horse. So they're like top vinyl album at the minute, but this is like the signed version, and it's like a coloured vinyl. Those are more obsessed than me, but I do like them. We're going to go see them in October.
Wonder Horse.
Wonder Horse, but it's like Wonder with a U instead of an O.
Yeah, German.
Wonder Horse.
Yeah, there's a song called Midas that.
Ich liebe das Wonder Horse.
Isn't Midas gold? Like what you touch turns to gold.
I don't know. The song.
Yeah, because if you have a Midas touch,
Midas,
it means when you touch things, they turn to gold.
Oh, maybe that's what it's about. I can't remember the lyrics. I just know I like.
Because I just think of
that's cool.
Goldfinger.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
That's really good. That bird flying out of like a face.
Yeah, I think so.
With a Midas
touch,
such
I like that.
a cold finger.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That actually looks like Yoda. Like it's like got caught in a bush with loads of
It
butterflies.
actually looks like Pirate Yoda from here. Looks like he's got an eye patch on.
Eye patch, doesn't it?
Oh wow! Actually, it's a cross between Yoda and what's the one from Gremlins? Gizmo.
Gizmo, yeah, I love Gremlins.
It's like Giz Yoda. Giz Yoda.
Bright light.
Giz Yoda.
And you've
They
actually
need to
just
reboot Gremlins, don't they? Bring another Gremlins film back.
I'm not sure.
Yes.
I'm not sure if there's the crowd for it, but you got an Oasis ticket, didn't you?
Yeah, we got.
How did you manage that?
We only managed to get them because we got pre-sale, and it was a lot easier, and it was for the standard price, although it was still expensive. So it was like 150 ticket.
Oh, sweet.
I would not have coped with the general sale. That was horrific for people.
Yeah, I was still on at 5 o'clock at night, and I was like, and still in the queue at 5 p.m.
Like £300, and to be honest, I don't pay that.
Kev, I didn't say this to you because I thought it would annoy you. I didn't tell you I got pre-sale, but couldn't be bothered to like try and get a ticket. That's not good, is it? I just couldn't be asked. I got to it and I was like, I'm going to be paying £100 a ticket minimum plus stupid fees and all this other stuff. I'm like, I'm not even that bothered.
It's 150. Well, you know how Oasis have come back and said that they're pissed off with Ticketmaster themselves and they don't agree with it.
When they check their bank account, it won't be.
Well, no, they're not getting paid that money.
Yeah, I think they get like a
getting their pay. They're getting their 150 or a percentage of 150.
Yeah.
If it sells for $1,000, they're not getting any more
Percentage of
money.
150 million.
A million.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
they don't need the money.
No.
You
they're getting
forget,
infinite
none
money.
of them need money. It's not.
Why do you
for
think they're
the
doing
money.
it? Because they are best friends and want to play music? Because someone's offered them £100 million.
It's because the back catalogue. I don't know if you know how like Bob Dylan sold his back catalogue for extortionate amount a few years ago, which means the record companies own it. He can still play it, but Oasis, you've got to have 25 years, I think, of material, and I think next year that comes up for sale, and this is going to help push the value of it up. Again, it is money related.
Money. Of course, it's money.
That's a factor. But
Look,
they
I don't care how
need the
much you
money,
hate
though.
someone. If someone puts £100 million on a check in front of you, you're like, we'll be friends for a little
But
bit.
can you imagine how much money Noel's got? Like Liam's set for multiple lives, and Noel Gallagher earns
Both of them are.
100 times more than him.
But whatever they're offering him is worth more than any of that.
Yeah. Well, I got an email yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? From Oasis, and it's a specific email that says, "We know you're in the queue and we're unsuccessful. We are giving people who are in the queue a link to a specific sale on September the 8th at midnight."
You say, wow, Drew, did it work?
Wow.
That's
No,
tonight.
wait. Is the email from Liam or Noel?
Neither of them. It's from a PR team.
Oh, okay.
It's called damage control.
No later than 9
It's
p.m.
HR, isn't it?
It drives
so
me
I
mad
can-
that you put out a thing and be like, oh, we're so sorry for the ticket. You don't give a shit. You're not in control of your own Twitter account. Like someone
No,
else is
to be
doing
fair, I think, yeah, but they're both bell ends in their own way. But did you see that?
What?
That's really loud.
Drew's
got a-
actually in the middle of some sort of Notting Hill carnival.
But they did you see that?
Hang on, wait. I'm in the one room where the window doesn't fucking close.
Did you see that bit where they had that gig and the sound kept cutting out and they went off stage?
Yeah.
Well, both the brothers came back pissed off and just went, "We're going to play that again, and the rest we've got an hour left to go." And go and told them how to get a refund and said the rest of those gigs for free, and they didn't take a penny for it.
Well, that's good.
Wow.
And they were headlining a festival. It's like,
That's nice of them, though. I do feel like I saw
hear the good news because the bad news is more clickbaity, isn't it?
Yeah.
I saw some footage, and I think you can find it on YouTube or whatever, or someone just told me it, where it was either Liam or Noel was in a car, and a bunch of lads go up to the car, and they say, "Oh my god, I can't believe you're doing a gig," blah 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 blah. And they're like, "We can't afford to be there, but you know, we've been your biggest fans since such and such," and they name a few albums, and then he's like, "What your names, lads? We'll sort you out some tickets on the day." And they're like, "What?" Like, and it's just
marketing.
Yeah, it's probably brilliant marketing because obviously I'm talking
Probably
about it, and it makes it look like some working class young lads.
There happened to be a camera there as well. But
Look,
Yeah,
they're going
no,
to do
it just
two
happens to be a
shows,
camera.
beat each other up on the third one, and then cancel the rest of the tour, Michael Jackson style.
How long is the tour for? Like, how many days are they gigging for?
Yeah, we've
It's
got
like
the
a lot.
first Manchester date, so hopefully they don't break up before that. But
Oh, you're quite lucky then. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're early door.
Yeah, because you know they're going to kick off, don't you?
The Irish date's the last one, so it's not many. There's like four in Manchester, 4 in London,
yeah, I think there'll be
2
more though.
somewhere
Thought there
else.
was
They
6 in London
can
now,
stay
so not more.
brotherly. They can have brotherly love for like 4 days before the.
They haven't had it for the last 20 years. Like,
Okay.
but 100 million.
Yes.
That
Not
is
being funny,
true.
I'd play a gig with Lucy Letby for 100 million.
What?
Who's Lucy Letby?
Oh, Drew, really? She's
Yeah, I
like
live in a
Britain's #1 serial killer at the moment.
I live in a cave, man,
You-
or a hotel.
That killed babies.
Many babies.
Oh God, yeah, I know. Oh God.
I think it's because in the context then I started thinking, is that a singer? And then I was like, oh wait, no, that's not a singer.
Did she
100
sing
million,
to
you'd
the
do what?
baby?
You'd sell your soul for
Oh, God,
100
that's
million,
terrible.
wouldn't you?
That's terrible. Gosh,
Where's Kev gone? Kev's had enough.
Kev's in the distance,
Looking for
tweaking.
Kev's digging out coloured vinyl somewhere.
Yeah.
I know he's digging out vinyl.
Yeah.
Right. Oasis tickets went on for sale, and before I even got a chance to even look to try and buy it,
News getting vinyl.
I bought What's the Story, Morning Glory, and then the next day didn't get the tickets. I was so pissed. I was like, I don't want to listen to this now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was more annoyed I didn't get Matt Rife tickets.
But how good is this? Look, it's massive. Look, that's a wicked picture.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a double sleeve.
whoa!
Did anyone get tickets to see Matt Rife last year? I was more annoyed about that.
How much did that set you back, Kev?
30, which I thought was cheap.
That's not bad. It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's like grosh. It's not ready yet, but it's not bad.
Yes. I was gonna bring up. I don't know if you're happy speaking about it or not, but
No.
You mentioned, not talking to you, you bellend.
Oh, who's it? Ooh.
You feel the love? You feel the love?
It was this certain message you sent me. So I was saying to Saoirse that we're going to go to Cavern Club. Well, just so you know, I mentioned it last episode, but me and my mate did the Beatles thing on Saturday. I'm still a bit tender now.
Yeah.
But it was a very, very good night. And then we ended up in the Cavern Club, as you do. And we were there from like 8 o'clock till 2 a.m. And it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But Saoirse can beat that story because she had an even better time in the Cavern Club.
Yeah.
You should.
So,
who's it you saw?
Yeah, so we went to see the Libertines, but it's when they released dates for they basically wanted to bring it back to the old times and doing small venues. So I managed to get tickets for the Libertines, that was insane as well, because their ticket site wasn't like Ticketmaster. It was like on their site and it just crashed.
How long ago was that, sorry?
Sorry?
How long ago was that?
It must have been the end of last year, or maybe...
Was it? Because some guys I know toured them called the Dead Freights.
Maybe.
Yeah, the Dead Freights. They toured with them, yeah. They signed to the guys, not Pete Doherty, who's the other guy in Libertines?
Carl.
Carl Barrett.
Yeah, they signed to hit, they signed to his record deal and they toured them.
Maybe, but then I don't know actually, maybe for Liverpool they had local...
Possibly, because I know one of the guys from the Dead Freights has now gone solo and he's now touring with Pete Doherty.
Ah, that's cool, because Pete Doherty does stuff on his own, but yeah, so we got tickets for them, but I think the more interesting thing is that I got more into... I've always liked the Libertines, and my boyfriend Dylan is really into indie music as well, but I found out, I think last year, that Pete Doherty is my fourth cousin. So I've got more...
How do you find that out?
So I met up with... I was in Ireland because my family's Irish, and I met up with some of my dad's cousins, and I hadn't seen them in ages. Some of them I hadn't met before because it's quite a big family, so you just don't meet all of them. And one of my dad's cousins just sort of brought it up and was like, yeah, because you know that Pete Doherty is our cousin. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah. He's like our fourth cousin. And he said that he'd met him and spoke to him about our family and stuff. And they gave him, because our family are from Waterford, they gave him a Waterford jersey and stuff.
Well, tying that back to Oasis, remember that little Pete Doherty interview when he was teeny weeny? And he's like, can you describe Oasis in one word? He goes, trousers.
Yeah.
And he's like, what was it? He says, Noel's a poet and Liam's a town crier or something.
Yeah.
When he's probably 15 years old.
That was funny. Yeah, the interviewer's cracking up going, someone get him a presenter job.
Yeah.
He's eating a croissant or something,
Yeah, it's just dead casual. Yeah. But yeah.
But he's like, how long you been in the queue for? He's like, 17 minutes. He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
But did you watch the documentary on him that came out
with Louis
early this year?
Was it with Louis Theroux?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
It was good. It was kind of not upsetting, but he's in a better place, I guess. But he's not. I've never been a fan, particularly of them myself. But I did show Carl Barrett a house in North London when I was an estate agent there. So I took him to a house and showed him a property there.
Yeah.
It was cheap for the area, but it was still $1.5 million.
Yeah.
Kev, you know Whitchurch?
Whitchurch?
Just near Andover, Whitchurch?
Yeah.
I believe Ollie Barrett lives there because a few of my friends are friends with him.
Ollie Barrett.
Whitchurch is lovely.
Yeah.
Do you know the Hampshire? Do you know stuff down Hampshire area? Do you?
Oh, I'm thinking of a different Whitchurch then.
Oh,
Yeah, Kev,
the Witcher
Ollie
at
Barrett
Chester
always
as well,
shows
isn't
up
it?
on mine. Like people you may know on Facebook. Like Ollie Barrett every day is on there.
Yeah.
He sounds familiar as well, to be honest. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Oh, I was going to ask as well, how was the Stevie Nicks gig? Because you went to the new Co-op Live
Yes.
venue as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I'm going there in November.
Yeah. So
Wait, Co-op Live?
yeah, it's Co-op. It has a little supermarket in it. Co-op, like
That's it.
tiny,
Of course it is.
tiny.
So Drew, Co-op Live is a new arena. You know, like it's not, apart from Wembley being called Wembley Arena, if you go to Manchester, that's the AO Arena.
Yeah.
Or it's in Liverpool, there's an M&S Bank Arena.
Yeah.
It's whatever's
Right. Oh, are they in sponsorship with obviously the supermarket?
It's
So
sponsoring, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
But
cool.
Manchester's got the biggest arena in the whole of the UK. So, London's O2, which is their biggest, is like 22,000, I think. And Manchester's one's 24. And now they've just opened the Co-op Live, which is like 27.
It's
like,
mental.
wow.
It's massive. Yeah. It was really, really good. Like Stevie Nicks is insane still. Like she's still got it. But then the screen behind her, there was like technical difficulties with that. Like sometimes it was going off. And then also the Co-op Live is like, I suppose it's like this in every arena though, but it is very cramped. Like we were on seats, but like we hardly had enough room for like our legs. So
yeah, that's the problem with the seating, isn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah, and well, Stevie Nicks had no standing. They put all seating at the bottom, which I thought was bizarre.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, there's no standing. Oh, it was seating on the floor.
Yeah. I wonder if they just thought, well, Stevie Nicks' vibe is people sitting down. But also, even, you know, when people sit down at concerts, a lot of the time you end up standing anyway, don't you? You have like a boogie. Like, all the people that were working there were telling people to sit down.
Well, it's dangerous, isn't it, as well,
yeah,
some of these places.
It might be a health and safety thing, but yeah.
But I don't normally sit. I sat at Manchester Arena for, what's his name? Richard Ashcroft.
Oh, cool.
And that just felt a bit scary, to be honest, because when you see people walking up the concrete steps, it's like any little tip over and you're gone. You're falling forever.
We were like the first row higher up, so like if we'd have fallen over, we'd have fallen over the edge.
Yeah. I know. Well, I'm going to go see a band called Sleep Token in November, and it's all we're standing at the bottom of it.
We usually stand. To be fair, it was just tickets wise what you could get for Stevie Nicks, really. But
just to pick your brains because of logistics, how the hell do you get there? Do you have to get a tram?
Yeah. So I think what did we do now
from Piccadilly?
Yeah, there's park and rides as well. So if you just drive to the park and ride and then get a tram in. That easy.
Oh no, we're getting the train in, so
you could get a train and then a tram. But it's just it's
just a pain in the arse that it's so far out of town, isn't it?
Yeah.
Train, trams, and automobiles.
Yeah.
I had people falling upstairs and just assumed we were talking about Drew targeting old people again.
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks, pretty old.
Yeah.
Was she just basically doing Fleetwood Mac songs? I don't even know. Does she have much of her own stuff?
Yeah, so she has like Edge of 17's her own. I think sometimes you think of Stevie songs as Fleetwood Mac, but yeah. So Edge of 17, what else was the other one that she does? Yeah, she did do some Fleetwood Mac, so like Rihanna and Gypsy Woman.
Stevie Nicks got some explain to with me.
That song's in rock.
She got too involved in American Horror Story. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Yeah, saw it.
She kept bloody singing and singing and singing. She's like, I'll do the episode, but I'm doing like half an album. You'd be like, please calm down. Yeah. It's not a bloody live gig. Stop singing.
Oh, no,
bloody
I love that. I love it.
It was a good show, that one. Was it called Coven?
Yeah, that was a good season, that one.
Really good one.
They're still doing them, aren't they? But they did like short
haven't watched them.
Ones.
The last one I watched, I think, was Roanoke, where it's like the actors went into the house and then they ended up like Kathy Bates was in there killing everyone like normal.
Yeah.
And that was a good one. And then Lady Gaga got involved and I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Drew loves Lady Gaga. I mean, James loves Lady Gaga.
Oh, she cannot act. She really can't act.
Well, there's going to be a Joker coming out, isn't there, with her in? The second Joker.
Yeah.
Next month.
So
They could have got like Judi Dench to do it, like anyone. Madge from Home and
I think
Away.
Judi Dench would be a bit too old for Harley Quinn, dude. She's supposed to be like, you know.
I like the idea of Madge from Home and Away,
like a Lady Patel or whatever it's called.
From Neighbours.
We watched
anyone but Lady Gaga. She can't act. We
watched a random film the other day, and it had Pippa from Neighbours.
What hell film did you watch that from?
I don't know.
That was probably on Channel 5.
Like when you're looking at an actor or actress and you're like, definitely know them from somewhere, and then you figure it out. But then
Special K commercial.
There's a lot from like Hollyoaks and stuff, which you wouldn't.
Oh, they love it in Hollyoaks. They do the rounds.
But, like
this man here was in Hollyoaks.
Oh, really?
And he was almost in a Special K commercial.
Like in different directions, like but at him there, because to me.
Oh right, yeah, because wherever you are.
I played a character called Glenn Turner in an episode of Hollyoaks where I played an undercover police officer.
That's cool.
I think
you know Ricky Whittle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I basically had scenes with him, and he was so cool on set, and he was so funny because he was like, you're playing my best friend, right? And I was like, yeah, I guess. He's like, why weren't you at my funeral? And I'm like, oh, you're dead? He's like, yeah, I died like in the episode before this. I'm like, are we in a flashback? And he was like, why weren't you at my wedding? I'm like, yeah, I don't know, dude.
Was he shot at his wedding?
I think he gets shot, by somebody.
I think two things have become very apparent to you. One, you're not a very good friend. And two, I think we're more interested in quickly just brushing on the fact you had a certain Kellogg's audition.
I wasn't the Special K lady in the red dress. I was in a red thong.
Wow. Impressive.
The things he'll do for 50 quid.
Less impressive when you
Whoa, it was supposed to be more than 50 quid. 50 quid was just for turning up to the recall, mate.
But it was 50 quid.
Yeah, but I'm not happy about that. But it would have been, there would have been a few more zeros on the end. So
it'd be like, you got somewhere between 3 and 10 grand is like an advert, depending on.
Bob's is a popular cereal.
Yes, we get that. I didn't make it to the finish line and get the nice money. I got the £50 to be
hairy.
In a thong.
They said no to hairiness.
I had too much hair. Yeah, because look, I did one for a Subway ad, and I said the same thing to my agent, and I had to strip off on the camera. I had to take my tie off, take my shirt off, blazer, kick off my trousers, my shoes. It sounds really.
Your agent sounds like a pervert.
I know. Well, it wasn't for
all
my
his
agent.
auditions were in his agent's bedroom.
I know. I'm always stripping off.
We've heard about two of his advert auditions. Yeah. Drew, have you done an audition for anything where your clothes remain on?
That's a very good question.
You have to think about that one, don't you?
Viacal.
They were all. Why are all these auditions in my agent's garage?
Viacal. Viacal, Amstel, and some other ones. I didn't have to be. I was allowed to be fully clothed. But jumping real quick back to the Subway one, I was saying to my agent, I said, this is not going to work because if people associate hair and sandwich, that's horrendous. Nobody wants a hair
Subway in Andover
in a sandwich, and I look like a werewolf. Like I'm pretty much a werewolf eating a Subway. So this ain't going to work. This ain't going to work.
For a Halloween advert, maybe.
Yeah, right? That's good. I like that. What was the one with that one with Michael J. Fox, and he's the werewolf.
Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf.
It's like one where he's a teenager. And
someone
he's a wolf.
said that to me the other day. They're like,
Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf would have been a good one for you, and I was like, yeah, that would have been a good one. Yeah.
True. Someone's a teenager and he's a wolf.
What's the one where the guy turns into the dog, though? You know where it's called Woof or something?
Where the guy's a robot, but he's also a cop. Like robot, and he's a cop. Is it RoboCop? Yeah.
No, but you know the Woof. You must know Woof, where he's at school, and his nose starts to itch, and then he turns into a dog.
Yeah, great show.
Cool story.
Great show. I could have just done the dog bit because I'm that hairy. I could have just been on all fours and just anyway. Yeah. Anyway.
Back to Channel 5.
Sorry, Thursday. He was too busy talking about dogs. What were you saying about Glastonbury?
So Michael Fox came out at Glastonbury when Coldplay were on. They brought him out on stage.
Oh, Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
Brought him out.
And you were there, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, it was good.
I would have loved to have seen
get
that.
Tickets, it seems, at the minute.
It's near impossible getting Glastonbury at all.
No. Well, I think it's because there was 6 of us, and one of our friends, she lives down south, and she got through on 2 screens, whereas none of us up here got through on anything.
So she has better internet, basically.
Well, I don't know. I thought maybe it's like an area thing, and they want people who live down south. I don't know, but
they're being Southist.
Well,
Drew is a contestant
it's a very
in saying that down south is not good Wi-Fi.
Southist.
Yeah. Well, I thought maybe they didn't want
now.
people travelling too far because they want to keep it green and whatever.
Keep it green.
Yeah.
Did you see the state of that field afterwards?
No.
They kept it brown.
Well, they were saying that they normally find like 1 million bloody vapes, like disposable vapes on those things, and they're like, "Oh, it's Greenpeace and all lovely and."
So they've got bigger problems than vapes.
How dare they?
What? So we haven't even spoke about any film.
Probably a good time to bring up our sponsor, which is a new vape pen.
So
the new candy floss flavor vape brought to you.
What sort of movies are you into? What's the most recent good film you've watched?
What's your
favorite cinema or Netflix or?
Yeah, so we do like going to the cinema and we do like Netflix. I've obviously recently watched the old Beetlejuice because I thought I want to watch it before I go and watch the new Beetlejuice.
That sounds like a sensible idea.
Oh, what weird thing to do? Go and watch the new Beetlejuice without seeing the original. Who would do that, Drew?
Did you just watch the original like just recently for the first time, or have you already seen
it when I was younger, but like vaguely remember it, and then I watched it again and I thought, well, no, I probably remembered it as much as I did because it is just mental, isn't it? It's
Drew's
so
never
would you
seen
say
it.
that was a good idea that you did that and it made sense watching the new one?
Yeah, because they're all the same. I didn't even realise that they're all the same actors and actresses as well, aren't they? So
So did you actually watch it? Have you actually seen?
I knew that. I didn't have to do the research. I knew that.
We're taking the piss because
I know, dude. I'm taking the piss as well. I'm taking the piss right back.
Episode.
I'm giving you the piss right back, or extracting your piss.
Drew's 40, and he hasn't seen the original, and he just went to the cinema. He went to the cinema.
Oh, yeah.
He went to the cinema to see the new one and hasn't seen the original when it's on
the
Netflix.
Judgment of my age. Drew's 40, and he should know better. It's like
Drew went to see Jurassic World and was like, it was weird. All these dinosaurs were just on this island. It was really strange. No backstory.
I saw all the backstories. There were many backstories to Jurassic Park, and I saw them.
So anyway, we didn't actually get to the answer to the question. Yeah. Have you seen the new one in the cinema yet?
No, I'm going to see it tomorrow. Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm going to go.
I think you'll enjoy.
But I do like older films like 90s, 80s, 90s.
The 90s ruled for crime, didn't it? Like Seven, Usual Suspects, all that sort of stuff.
We were saying in a previous episode, talking about Beetlejuice very briefly, and I said that I love the fact that it has that 90s vibe. Like it's, like most films now, it's almost like every 3 seconds it cuts to a different angle or different view, and it's almost a bit like discombobulating. Yeah. Whereas in the 90s, they do really nice, long, slow pan-ins, or like a scene is much longer and there's a lot more dialogue.
We couldn't afford to be snappy in the 90s.
Except all this is completely irrelevant. As I reminded you, it was made in 1988, not in the 90s.
Point. Again, well,
well, the 80s, it's close to 90, man. Like it's an 80s vibe. You know what I mean? It's a different time. It feels of the time that was correct.
I do like this time of year, like old, like horror films and stuff. Although sometimes they're kind of laughable, like how sexualized some of the old Halloween, like the Halloween movies.
Oh yeah.
Like I watched one and I was like, the hot tub scene, and I thought, oh, that woman like was dying for a very long time in that hot tub because it was showing everything, and it was like slow motion.
But if you watch the old Nightmare on Elm Streets, they're borderline comedy. Like I watched one the other day. It might have been Nightmare on Elm Street 1.
No, that's not a comedy.
Some of the scenes are borderline comedy.
Yeah,
which is also the first film Johnny Depp was ever in. But there's a scene when Freddy's down this there's like this alley out the back of these houses.
The long arms.
And he's got his long arms. He's like, like what?
Like the Tango Man.
Well, Freddy became so popular that it did become Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and 5 are out and out comedies and they're crap.
Yeah, there's a newer one, isn't there? Because I can remember watching the newer one and thinking,
there's a few,
and you can't figure out whether it is a comedy or a horror. You're like, am I meant to find this scary? Because it's actually
he's meant to be like a cheeky guy that comes around and slashes you. Like he's meant to be cheeky but terrifying.
Yeah, we were saying you don't really get good horrors. Horrors and comedies kind of died, didn't they? Like, horrors are still hanging on with some things, but comedy's dead. Like,
but Nightmare on Elm Street, all the originals, it was always seen that he was a bad guy and it affected children. But it's the new one that came out and said straight out from the bat, paedophile, child murderer.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, they burnt his house down, so he got the thing, wasn't it?
In the originals, all 7 of them, that was never mentioned. It was just someone who terrorized and killed children.
Yeah. Also, still a paedophile. Maybe we should.
No one mentioned that word in the originals.
Well, it wasn't cool in the 80s.
Well, there is like undertones of bad stuff, and then you don't realise it when you watched it, but then you rewatch it now. Like I watched Saturday Night Fever, and I thought, why does anyone like this film? It's so like offensive.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's really bad. It was
John Travolta's just basically a rapist.
Yeah,
but that was allowed back then. Remember when they used to let like
Well, Sean Connery as well. Sean Connery beating women in the bush.
Clint Eastwood used to slap people about left, right, and centre, didn't he?
Yeah. I think that's the problem watching anything in the 80s or earlier.
Yeah.
It's all misogynistic. Everything is.
Well, what about Elvis? He did some creepy shit back in the day
true.
with children,
on my wall, like
little kids. He in his films, he'd be like kissing them and shit. They're like 10 years old. Like, chill out, Elvis.
Yeah, Saoirse has got Elvis on her wall next to the Jimmy Savile poster.
Let me check this.
Oh, she's also got a didgeridoo there, and can you tell what it is yet?
I can see your Gary Glitter vinyl as well.
God damn.
Like Kevin Spacey movie poster.
I think
all the greats were weird, weren't they?
The Usual Suspects.
Actually, I'm not going to go into that. It was a Gary Glitter thing. I'm not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
I still remember the time that he got arrested in, was it Bangkok or somewhere random, where they still do like executions, and the gag going round was like everyone's hanging their glitter for Christmas. It's like, whoa. He got away with community service, though, didn't he?
Well, he went to without.
He should have been arrested for that haircut,
we'll move off
really.
this very quickly, but that's because obviously having sex with a person under the age of 16 is classed as a paedophile. Mm-hmm. But in those countries, you can do it up to the age of 10. So he just went to a country where paedophilia was legalized, and then he still went below that.
Oh God!
Whoa.
Yeah, Glitter was like 16. Hold my beer.
Yeah.
Tickets.
Yeah, things like Philippines. I don't want to say something bad about a country I haven't done any research on, but it's somewhere
because they don't listen to us
over there. Well, no, they can legally get married at the age of 11 and stuff like that, and have children and stuff.
Yeah,
but can't you marry a sheep in some places? Like
that's Wales.
That's in your dreams.
Wales.
No,
that's North Wales.
No, yeah, because I've seen like people married to a wall or something. Do you know, like,
yeah, I want to marry this telephone because why? Okay, because you're in love with it. Sure.
Married
okay.
to it,
If
having
you do enough class A
drugs,
drugs, you can marry a telephone.
What?
There was a woman who married a fence as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's a thing, guys.
Wow.
But was it hot?
Well,
his name was Woody.
It wasn't even her fence. It was in like a public place. I don't know.
That's just rude.
Wow. She stole the fence that she wanted to.
That upsets you is the fact that
imagine
it wasn't
how
even her
high you'd
fence.
have to be for the
You'd
police.
be like, look, I
what
get that you're in
doing
love,
on this
but
fence? She's like,
no
"That's my
offense."
husband." Wow.
How does she feel about dogs? How does she feel about dogs pissing on it all day?
No, well, yeah.
Maybe that's a kinky thing that she's into or they're into.
Yeah.
She's like, I prefer you when dogs piss on you. You have a different scent and it's a bit more erotic.
Maybe.
Otherwise, fences are just boring if they're not covered in piss.
True.
What?
I don't know.
I
blame the gin. I blame the gin.
There's a T-shirt there. Fences are boring if they're not covered in piss. Like, I could probably live for the next 700 years and never hear anyone say that sentence again.
There's the reason why I'm called the abstract one.
Can you imagine Drew walking down just go to the pub? You go to the pub, you're right. So look at that fence. What about it? Someone's fence looks a bit boring, doesn't it? Whips it out. Was a Jackson Pollock all over the fence. That's it. That's a bit of art, that is.
No,
A bit boring before.
I did a bit of a Banksy on it, you know.
The Banksy of piss.
A Banksy. A Banksy.
Oh, this is getting worse.
It's getting terrible. It's terrible. I'm terrible. I'm the dad joke of.
Where do I
it's
find
terrible.
the mute button? There's one here.
Oh, where do you find the kick out button?
It's not me for once as well.
I know. Shocking.
No, wait. Mine isn't offensive. Mine's just ridiculous and absolutely
offensive.
fair, I did bring up the fence one.
Oh, fence.
Yeah, it's your fault. Yeah, you should be banned.
Terrible one.
Anyway, we'll talk about actual movies for a second, which is rare for us now.
Really? Why?
Well, yeah, but what
We are more than movies, Kev. We are more.
You were talking about offensive or old movies, but what's like good movies that you watch that are on the older side?
Oh my god, this is like
Not you, Saoirse.
A fence too far away.
let me try and think now, because obviously I love the Lord of the Rings movies, and then
Oh wait, no. What's your favourite one?
oh god,
What did your golem look like?
Mine's the second one. I like the second
No,
one.
I mean, as in your head, like, how did you visualize Gollum?
how did I visualize Gollum?
That's assuming she's read the books first.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Here's the issue. So I've only read The Hobbit, but I do have the
Oh,
books, so I do need to read them. I do. love
but doesn't he
Hobbit,
feature in The
but
Hobbit?
Obviously, that's me.
I thought he doesn't he feature in The Hobbit?
I think he might. Oh gosh, I don't think so. Or maybe
That's okay. Sorry, this goes like 20 questions on like.
No, I
he
think
does.
you're right. I think he does. It shows the how he becomes, because they fight for the
Yes,
ring,
yeah, and
they
then
fight for the ring in the river,
well,
and then he
yeah.
come out
the
and all that sort of
ring
stuff. Yeah.
falls down, and then
Yeah.
he is. Isn't it?
But the second Lord of the Rings,
I
my
don't know
favourite.
why. Like he looks fishy. I think that's because he eats fish, isn't it? 'Cause he eats fish.
It does
Yeah.
look a bit fishy, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's something fishy
Yeah.
going on.
That's an early drawing of Gollum. It looks like a frog.
Yeah.
Whoa, he looks
That
like
is just a
Kermit.
frog.
Those
He
With
looks like
ears.
Kermit the Frog.
Yellow.
Miss Piggy, I'm gonna eat fish.
Not the cartoon version, because I remember that when I was
Yeah.
a kid, and it scared the life out of me. The cartoon version.
I never saw it.
I don't know
Yeah,
why.
it's kind of
Oh
weird.
no, you're right. You're
It
right, Saoirse. There was an animation.
Yeah, there was.
He looks like
Yeah,
Lilo
Return
and
of the King, I
Stitch.
think, was my favourite Lord of the Rings.
He looks like a depressed Lilo and Stitch thing.
Yeah, that looks quite cute.
All old cartoons were really depressing, though, if you think about it.
Yeah, there was a weird one I watched called The Last Unicorn, and I like the graphics, but it was just a bit.
Oh, that sounds heartbreaking, though.
Yeah.
I am the last one.
Yeah, The Last Unicorn. Yeah.
Kev loves unicorns.
Yeah, you do look like
Cousin
someone who
Scottish.
would love unicorns.
It's the national
It
animal of your
looks like
country.
someone who would love
Like,
unicorns.
what does that mean?
That's the national. You know, Scotland's national
Oh yeah, it is.
animal is a unicorn.
Yeah, it's
right?
on the passport. Yeah,
Is it?
it's on our passports.
Kev calls himself Scottish, doesn't even know his national animal
on our
is.
passports, and they're always like, "No, there's not." And then you look at it.
Yeah, Kev, your national animal is a bloody unicorn.
Because there's the lion for England, and then the unicorn for Scotland.
So wait,
hey.
so we've got the three lions, and they've got a couple of
Unicorns.
Yeah,
But Wales have got a dragon, which is also made up, so
very cool.
That's true. That kicks ass. Yeah.
it does. A unicorn, not so
The
much.
most-
Kev.
And then the unicorn just shits like a rainbow turd because of the dragon. So it's like a bit intimidated.
So what was the last thing you saw in the cinema then?
What was the last thing I saw in the cinema? How can, like, I'm trying to remember now, because we do try and do, because we've got the Sky Movies thing, so we do it like every once. Do you know what last thing
Oh, you get a free one.
we watched in the cinema?
Have you seen Trap?
Trap?
Hmm.
No, what is that? Is that a horror film or?
M.
M.
Night.
It
Night
wants to
Shyamalan.
be. I think it wants to be a horror film, but it's not
Yeah,
really.
it's really good. I enjoyed it.
What has been in the cinema? I'm trying to think now. Like,
Well,
no,
Trap
I've-
was the last
no,
thing
I've
we
watched
saw, wasn't it? I
lots of
think.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
yeah,
Deadpool, Wolverine.
That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Did you see the Deadpool one? Yeah.
Yeah, I like Deadpool.
Yes.
Also love Hugh
That was a
Jackman.
good one, to be fair.
There was a film on Netflix with a young Hugh Jackman that we watched the other day, which was kind of good, but it's kind of like cheesy. But
Swordfish.
no, it was
Swordfish, what a
and
movie.
Kate.
That's John Travolta.
Yeah, but Hugh Jackman's in Swordfish. He's the main protagonist.
Ooh,
That's a random film.
is it?
That's
You're a
fair play
random
if that's right.
I just thought young Hugh Jackman Swordfish. I don't know why my brain just said.
Do you know what it was?
Leopold and Kate, or Kate and Leopold.
I've heard of that.
But yeah,
That sounds terrible.
Is that with Kate Winslet? No, I can't remember.
No, it's. I don't actually recognise the actress at all, so I don't know.
They probably didn't name the film after the actress.
No.
Let's just say that much.
Yeah.
No, I know. Yeah.
Kate and
They do
Leopold.
They do that sometimes. I just said do, but they do that sometimes.
Name one example.
It was Meg Ryan.
There is a film.
Was that Meg Ryan? Gosh.
Yes.
Pre or post Lips?
There's a film with Jude Law,
Pre.
Ray Winston, and Ray Winston's called Ray in it, and Jude Law's called Jude. And
It's called Ray Jude.
Ray Jude. It's not called Ray Jude, but hey dude.
The Beatles. Is everyone here seen Yesterday?
Yes.
Oh, my troubles.
film.
Good.
How good is that?
Genius concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good. Imagine if that actually happened. It'd be so good.
What's the name of the main guy? Himesh.
Himesh Patel.
Yeah, Himesh Patel.
From,
He's
from
amazing.
EastEnders.
Yeah, going from EastEnders to Yesterday to then into Tenet with Christopher Nolan. I mean,
Yeah, and he was in a romantic film with Daniel Levy from Schitt's Creek.
oh yes,
That was really good.
Daniel Levy.
Yeah,
That guy that owns Tottenham Hotspur.
I don't know who you're talking about.
The bloke that owns Tottenham Hotspur is called Daniel Levy.
Do you watch Schitt's Creek, Saoirse?
No, I don't think I have.
It's
Really?
fantastic. It is fantastic.
Oh, okay.
There's a film came out last year on Netflix called Good Grief, and it's got
Yes,
in it.
there he is.
Very good. It's on Netflix. It's like a emotional drama, but it's slightly uplifting as well. It's incredible, actually. Really, really good. But yeah, no, Yesterday's mad. Like the bit when he's on the airplane, and they're like, "Can we get you some champagne, sir?" And he's like, "No, just some Coke." But Coke's been wiped off the world as well. Coca-Cola.
Oh,
Coca-Cola.
yeah.
And what else? Harry Potter's wiped off from the world, and the Beatles are wiped off the world. And then when he does a little Google search for Oasis and it doesn't exist, he's like, makes sense.
The drink or the band?
The band. Because if the Beatles didn't exist,
What happened
Oasis
to the drink
wouldn't exist.
Oasis?
Still a thing.
It's still around.
Yeah.
Is it?
Still can get.
It is still around.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's not been pulled. It's still around.
I occasionally get one for the cinema.
Yeah, Mountain Dew is harder to find
Okay,
than
calm down, no, let's shut
Oasis.
Pardon?
Mountain Dew is harder to find than Oasis.
I'm going to throw this out there now. Someone sent me a picture the other day. I'm not going to say who it was. It was... and it just said Mountain Dew, and it was a Jew on skis going down a thing. It made my day.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. Mountain Dew looks like the colour of urine. If you haven't drank enough water for like a week, that's kind of the colour that Mountain Dew looks like. You're thinking, why are we drinking this? It's like...
It was illegal. It was illegal for
like lime green, like crazy.
But the Mountain Dew we have here is the energy drink. The Mountain Dew they have over in America is just like lemonade.
It's like crack, probably.
Mountain Dew Code Red's the one you want to go for.
Yeah, like you know all the different ones.
Yeah, I do.
Who remembers? Shit, I can't even remember it now, unfortunately. But the one that tastes like the dentist.
Not you,
medicine.
clearly.
The dentist medicine. Wait. Dandelion and burdock.
Yeah.
No,
medicine.
no, not dandelion and burdock.
Are you okay, Drew?
Yeah.
Who remembers the thing that I can't remember?
No, but it was.
Narrowed it down to everything that's ever been invented.
Oh.
AA batteries. Like, what?
No, it's the drink. You can't drink AA batteries, man. It's a drink.
So it's not Tizer. It's not.
It's what?
Tizer, wow.
Do you remember Tizer?
Wow. Do you remember Tab? Do you remember Tab as well? See-through Coke.
Yeah.
That was
Crystal Pepsi.
Isn't there an Irish one?
Root
like
beer.
that? Is Tab
Root beer.
Ireland have red lemonade, which is like Tizer.
Right.
Yeah, which is great.
Root beer. Root beer.
That's a very American thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It tastes
Why
like...
Why on about dentists? Is it because it's got the word
it tastes,
root in it?
Well, no, yeah, because root canal, root beer.
Tastes
No,
like root canal. Yeah,
it tastes like root canal. No, when you drink it, it tastes like you know when they used to go take a swig and wash your mouth and it tastes like
Never
that bit.
root beer. What are you on about? Or is
It
that like
tastes like-
back in the old days?
Yeah, back in the day, when you used to use the mouthwash in the dentists, it used to taste like root beer.
I think Drew's malfunctioning.
I can't be part of this episode anymore.
No, we can hear you perfectly. Just everything you're saying sounds utter shit.
Ouch.
Yep.
So basically, I'm just talking out of my anus, pretty much.
Thumb with a beard.
An ass with a beard.
Oh God, God, I'm so sorry, Saoirse. Thank you.
Well, hopefully you're enjoying yourself in this crazy land.
Is Dylan there?
He's on his laptop though.
What's he doing?
Writing complaints about our bloody thing.
Yeah. He's got his
Is he leaving a review on Spotify?
Tell him to pop on and give us a wave.
Oh look, he's got negative reviews.
he's got his headphones on. Or are you moving? Are you coming to wave? I was thinking
He's moving like a
give it away.
tectonic plate.
Wait, don't. That's going to be not a very good angle.
That's the
Oh,
best angle.
We saw one eyeball
Yeah.
and a bit of hair.
Maybe up the nose. With
and a bit of hand.
yeah.
Yeah.
Drew's favourite.
4 fingers, a thumb, and an eyeball. Perfect.
Well, I'll be interested to see what you think of the new Beetlejuice. That's for sure, because
Yeah.
you've actually seen the original, so that's quite cool.
Yeah. I am excited to go tomorrow, so yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it was good.
It is
It was
good
good fun. It was good fun. It's definitely good fun.
Is it good?
James has seen it this
Yeah.
week as well. Huh?
Do you think it's good? Whoever's
Yeah.
watched it.
Good fun. I wouldn't say it's not necessarily a good film per se, but it's good fun.
Okay.
It's not great. It's not a classic.
Can we play a game of
You won't
what
laugh.
Michael Keaton film can we what Michael Keaton art can we
Play
research
a game of
next?
can you say his name?
Yeah. Can
So,
we speak?
so
'Cause
Ronan
Michael
Keaton.
Keaton's just regurgitating all his old parts now. So what's the next one?
Well, he did Batman again, obviously,
Batman.
didn't he? And he also did. He was in
Does that mean
Spider-Man.
Does that mean he's going to do Birdman too?
No, he's got to do something else. Maybe he'll come back as like
No, what he wants to do is one of my favourite films. I don't know if anyone's seen it. It's a film called Multiplicity.
Oh, I love that.
yeah.
No?
No.
Yeah,
So-
that's brilliant.
So he did it. It's with James's favourite actor, Andy McDowell. And he's overworked and he goes to this program. This is like a early 90s movie. You'd
so
love it,
good.
Saoirse. You'd love it. It's family friendly, fun comedy, early 90s. But he goes to this business that says they can help you if you're overworked. And he's a construction worker, as in he builds massive. Anyway, he goes to this thing and they go, I can help you. And he does this thing and he gets a clone of himself. So there's 2 of them. So the other one's like the organized one that does all the right things. You go, I'll take care of the business. You have a little holiday. He's like, this is great.
Whoa.
Until his wife gets confused who's who. And his personality's slightly different because he's a bit more organized. And then he gets concerned. So he gets another one and he ends up getting 4 of them. And then...
Are you going to quote the line?
No, that's the thing. He gets a second one, so there's 3 of them now. And then one of the clones wants to do something different. So one of the clones gets a clone of himself. And I'm pretty sure, basically, when you make a copy of a copy, it's not quite as good. And the 4th one's not quite with it, let's just say.
A few sandwiches short of a picnic.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, there's a brilliant line in it. Sorry to interrupt you, Kev. Where there's a moment where he gets in a fight with them all, and he's like, "I'm going to punch you so hard, I'm going to kill him." And it's a brilliant moment.
Oh.
It's so funny.
He said on record last week that someone asked that exact question that James asked, and he goes, "I'd love to do Multiplicity," and I think they could do a great film on that. Like, not reboot it, like literally.
Don't let Andy McDowell in it though.
Well, I don't think she'd want to be in it.
God, that woman.
Lots of people.
Is it raining out here? I hadn't even noticed. Fuck off.
Do you like Four Weddings and a Funeral?
Yes.
So do I.
So do I. But the worst delivery of any line ever in history.
You always get.
She had one job. Is it raining? I hadn't even noticed. Turd.
I just like Hugh Grant, like fuck a doodle do. Just says fuck a million times.
Hugh Grant's great.
I do love Hugh Grant.
He's in a horror now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
We didn't see that, did we? Did we see that? We were talking about it, but we didn't. I never saw it.
He was brilliant in The Gentleman. Let's just say that. In The Gentleman, he was excellent.
Sorry, Saoirse, what was that?
I love Notting Hill.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
We watched that in cinema, actually, because they brought it back into the cinema. So that was quite good.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I didn't see that if it came back. I missed that.
Kev, how good was Hugh Grant in The Gentleman?
Oh.
Yeah.
He steals it.
Amazing.
Can I have a steak?
Yeah.
Can I have a steak?
Is that my money? Is that my money in there? Is that my money? Is that my
it's
money
so
in
good
there?
seeing him that was so different for him as well. Like, realising, oh, wait, like, he's not just this posh gentleman.
Excellent movie as well.
Yeah, he absolutely steals that film, I think.
Perfect
Some of the best lines.
A proper modern day Lock, Stock and Snatch.
I've not seen the series of it. I watched one
series,
episode.
the movie I'm on about.
Yeah, the series is good though. But it's not like.
But it's the closest thing he's done to Snatch and Lock, Stock since they came out.
Oh yeah. The series of The Gentleman, though, you should watch that. That's quite good. But it's not like it's kind of like a spin-off from the film. So it's based in one of the like Lord's places that has the weed farm.
Yeah, the Matthew McConaughey character, but it's like they've turned the film into like an 8-hour TV series as opposed to a 2-hour film.
The film, so it's not the same characters. It's just like
so
it's like a spin-off almost from it. So it's
okay, that's cool.
At the Lord's house where there is a weed farm and the people who are running it there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My favourite film with Hugh Grant, I think, is About a Boy.
Oh, yeah.
That loaf of bread scene just kills it for me.
Every time.
Yeah.
I think all of it's lovely. The whole thing, like Nicholas Hoult is incredible in it, but Toni Collette is one of the best actors going, full stop.
Yeah, she's phenomenal.
Speaking about Nicholas Hoult, I actually watched The Menu again the other day.
Why would you watch it again?
Is that the one?
I think it's good, man.
Is that... What's the other girl in it that's...
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, I watched that, yeah.
Probably the first thing I've seen her in that was like memorable, like, unless she was a little kid.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a fascinating movie. And it had the classic Italian bad guy, the guy from John Wick and Romeo and
John Lagricio. Oh,
generic Italian number one. He's like the one you call, isn't he? He's in Kick-Ass as well.
He plays Tybalt. He plays Tybalt in Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, that Prince of Cats, whatever he's called. And it's just a strange movie.
It is, but it's just so good. But it is a very weird concept.
Yeah, and Ralph Fiennes is frightening as that head chef guy. He's really scary.
Yeah.
Kevin wasn't a huge fan of that. That's why he's just nodding. Like he wasn't overly pleased with how the film turned out. But I really
enjoyed it, but it
very strange movie.
Kevin would have preferred a takeaway than actually go for the whole full course.
Right,
he's like,
that scene was great and it looked amazing, but the plot and the pace of it was just a bit off and predictable. Like we knew where it was going. Like it didn't throw anything sideways at us a little bit.
Yeah, still good.
So it was old style, lack of substance. But I think the new. Have you heard of the new Hugh Grant film, Saoirse, that's coming out called Heretic?
No.
I think that would be interesting because, like you said, you like Hugh Grant being a bit different. Yeah. This one, he's like a murderer / serial killer or something.
Ooh, that would be cool. I remember watching something where like David Tennant was the murderer, and I found that really weird that David Tennant was a murderer.
Des.
Oh yeah, Des, excellent.
Is that the one where he had
Dennis Nielsen,
like horse Tough or
Horse?
like I don't know. I'm sure he put women in a stable. Am I just thinking?
Yeah, he did weird stuff. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
What's that?
That's David Tennant, wasn't it? Or am I thinking?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
He's like a really high up.
Google it.
It's almost like called People in Society or something. Hang on.
He's telling me
Was
what
it
it
called?
is.
Doctor Who?
Bad Samaritan. Bad Samaritan.
Yeah, is that the one?
Yeah.
No, I do know that one.
Yeah. But I found it so weird, like him being the killer. Was it? It definitely is David Tennant. Yeah, it is David Tennant. And then Robert Sheehan's in it as well.
That's the one. Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
I remember that.
He did it really well, but I just thought, oh no, not David Tennant.
Have you seen Des that he's in?
No, I've not seen
the
that.
series from 2020.
Oh, is it a series?
Best thing he's ever done, yeah.
Yeah, I need to see that.
It's from on BBC. You've not seen it, Drew,
terrifying.
mate.
No, I need to see that.
This is
Oh,
an
I've
acting
seen clips of
masterclass.
it, and everyone said how good he was at it, like how well he executed it. But yeah, I do need to watch that. But yeah,
He looks just like the actual guy.
Yeah, I remember when it all came
Yeah,
out.
his transformation is brilliant.
Yeah.
I used to live a few streets away from the murder house.
Oh,
The company I worked for sold his apartment a few years before I joined.
Ooh.
So it's the serial killer who he's gay and he takes male prostitutes back to his place.
Yeah, this
and
is now, yeah.
He puts them in a sleeping bag and beats them and attacks them until they die, and then he keeps their body parts in the house for months and months and starts chopping them up and stuffing them down plug holes, and he only gets
I've
caught.
seen bits of it.
Jesus.
But yeah,
No pun intended.
Dharma, isn't it?
Yeah, that sort of stuff. Yeah, but he only gets caught because the neighbor calls out a drain expert because his drains are blocked, and it's body parts that the guy finds, and he calls the police, and the police are waiting for him when he comes home.
Oh my god!
And then he confesses because he enjoys the attention.
Doesn't that scare you though, to think that serial killers can just they might not get caught unless something like that happens?
Yeah, there's people out there. But serial killers, I guess, are less likely these days because of CCTV cameras and policing and all that sort of stuff. But in the 70s, the world was rife.
Yeah.
The thing that's really creepy though about them is the fact that they don't have the empathy of anything. So say you accidentally, I don't know, hit a pigeon with your car or something, you feel really guilty and you feel really bad, and that's a pigeon. So the idea of taking another human life, how that will just kind of sit in your stomach and kind of eat away at you, but then when you see serial killers, they kill like people eat a sandwich, and you're like, whoa, like there's just like
the debate I have quite a lot, because I always think to myself, is it murder? Because surely you have to be mentally ill to be able to do that. So wouldn't that make it manslaughter because you're not mentally ill? Obviously, there's other times where it could be revenge, or there's there's quite a...
Well, murder's premeditated, isn't it? So regardless of what's going on up here, you plan it.
But even
that's
planning it, because obviously you're not this is the thing I have, you're obviously mentally ill if you want to plan something like that. And
I agree. Some of these people should not be put in prison. They should be given medical attention.
Anyone that murders anyone should 100% be put in prison.
Yeah. It's just...
But they need medical attention rather than being locked in a room.
Or some people are just horrible bastards.
Yeah, I do think... I do think not, serial killers who do it, they should just get, put in prison. They don't need the help. But... how do they know what's what? How do they say they're mentally ill?
It's difficult to prove it.
Yeah,
that's a psychopath, isn't it? And normal people can be psychopaths as well. They do studies on what humans are psychopaths, and it tends to be the high functioning people.
Yeah.
So CEOs of companies are usually psychopaths because they don't care about anyone. They just get the business moving, and if they have to fire someone, it means nothing to them.
Yeah.
Wow.
All that sort of stuff. But if that person was brought up wrong, that switch in their brain that makes them a psychopath, makes them a callous business /leader / really motivated, probably celebrated person could stab you up for no reason because
Normally they start doing messed up things to animals because they don't have any compassion or
it starts with
like,
and then
because rumor has it that I think recently one of those people that walked around and did the horrendous stabbings recently, there was a doctor that was having like some sessions with one of those people, and he said that at the time, based on the conversations he was having, he was very concerned by that particular individual, and he says this person needs to be put away and they need psychotherapeutic help, and they need to be put away and looked after. And I think because unfortunately that the way that the mental health system is so spread so thin, that wasn't able to happen. And if I'm honest, I think that's probably why we're getting a lot of these random stabbings by people that just they're not well and they're doing horrendous things.
Have you not noticed that they're always 17?
No.
They're nearly always 17, so they can't name them. A massive amount of these stabbings done by 17-year-olds. Huge amount. Go back and research for the last 8 months. Look, I'd probably say 60% was 17.
I don't think COVID's helped though either, because that sort of, I don't know, kids didn't have things to do and then they didn't really have any.
I don't think that turns someone into murder.
I know, but I mean, like, people were more influenced, like, I don't know, when I've been, like, teaching, the kids were a lot more naughtier after being sort of...
But here's an interesting point, though, Saoirse, that so Kevin, for example, when I met Kevin, I'll be honest, I was a little bit scared because when he took me to his house, that sounds really weird, but there was loads of weapons on the walls.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, this doesn't match up with the lovely person that I know from work. And here's a perfect example. You've got someone that has all these weapons, but they don't go out in society and commit all these horrendous crimes, right?
That we know of.
They're a lovely person. They're a lovely person that just enjoys kind of like the arts of weaponry, or like they love them from certain films that they enjoy, like kung fu movies and things like that. And it's kind of like a token or like a kind of memorabilia, right? But then on the other side, you've got certain people that play computer games and then they go out and then try and reenact them on their friends in the streets or on complete strangers. And it's like, wait, it's like we know the difference between reality and a game, or reality and a movie.
I don't
but
think
it's that blurred line where
I think it's bullshit when people say violent computer games make violent children, because
absolute nonsense.
I grew up with violent movies.
Not all
I didn't do anything.
children, but some are more influential than others.
But they're going to get influenced by anything, whether it be music, film, media, friends.
It's the individual, it's not
whatever.
The
they're going down that path regardless.
Yeah, but they do the same thing. They say like, hip hop's responsible, or rap music videos are responsible, or like you're saying, computer games, or they did it because they watched Child's Play, and I'm like, I think they're just not well.
I do think hip hop has like affected people in their misogynistic attitudes and stuff like that. That's drilled into people.
Well, people just calling women the B word, and
I don't think that's a positive thing.
No, I don't think it's a positive thing at all.
But Saoirse works with children and stuff like that, and so she's seeing these sort of things firsthand. Are you dealing with any issues that are like you probably can't talk about? Particularly things.
So I write plans for children with special needs, but a lot of the things now I think it is mostly COVID related. There's the anxiety around going to school, and then when they are in school, lashing out because they don't want to be there, they can't cope with that structure, and a lot of children now that are coming through is just children that don't want to be in school, basically, which is sad because as well, there's just not that amount of support, because there is so many of the kids that are anxious and now have mental health problems, because a lot of them as well have had anxiety around COVID and getting ill, and then there's just not enough mental health support for kids. There's like waiting lists of loads.
Yeah, I'd agree. But I'm going to leave you guys on this bit because my battery's going to run out. I don't want to finish like mid-sentence, but it's been nice meeting you, and we'll go for a part 2 hopefully at some point.
Yeah, cool.
All right, see you in a bit, James.
Bye.
Yeah, like I agree. Like, because like we talked before about our mental health during lockdown, and it was severely affected, and we were people in our 30s with stable jobs to a degree or whatever. But if you're a kid and you don't understand what's going on, and 90% of your life is now screens, even though screens are a big part of kids' lives anyway, but there was zero to do, and your parents can't exactly tell you go out and play football or go play with the neighbors. It was screens or screens, so it probably and if they're like 6 years old, for instance, then a quarter of their life has been in lockdown. That is mental.
Yeah. Because
so that's going to have some long-term damage.
Even school was on a screen. So I was doing my teacher training, and then we got put in another lockdown. But then I was going in and teaching the key workers' children, but a lot of it was just set online, and then the kids would just submit it. Some of them would just submit it like blank and pretend that they'd thought they'd filled it in and stuff. And like, there wasn't a lot of work being done, but then at the same time, we didn't want to give them too much work because it's a lot of stress about like COVID and things like that. So yeah, it's a bizarre time. Very bizarre.
Yeah, no, I think that's what's bad about it. It's like you remember how bad it was for you, but you forget how bad it was for other people. Or if people that already had mental health issues and then that happened, like, Christ.
But it was like, sorry to interrupt, Kev. You said a similar thing as well because of how it affected people's work, and then people worried about how they're going to make money, how they're going to pay bills. Because it's like bills and things didn't stop just because the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
And, landlords, governments, like everybody still expected to be paid, even though people weren't able to work their normal jobs, or people had to find brand new jobs very quickly to try and, sustain the bills and payments that were still going out, even if people were sick.
I did get a free, I got a 3-month mortgage holiday. That was nice.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice.
Then people could get that.
Yeah, and I don't think everyone needed them. No. I mean, because I wasn't spending money, because I wasn't going out, even with reduced salary, I could still afford my mortgage, but it was offered, and it was like you still have to pay it. Your mortgage is whatever level would go up another couple £1,000, and you still pay it, but it would make the difference of like 15 quid a month afterwards. So I was like, yeah, sod it. I'll have 3 months break. Why not?
So you're not worrying about it, like,
because then because you didn't know how long this was going to go for. So you put some money in the bank in case things went bad or sour later on and you missed your opportunity. So you kind of had to.
I think people found it hard, like you were saying, like children found it hard to go back to school, but I think certain people found it hard to go back to work as well, because it felt like, even though it wasn't exactly an ideal holiday, it felt like having a year off. Like you couldn't do anything. Society kind of was put on pause, really, apart from people that found other avenues to make money through like online or being part of a kind of call helpline or whatever it was, or delivering services. And that's what I discovered was, if you look at the way the world is now, it's kind of been paved through the pandemic. So like if you look at the new Burger Kings and McDonald's systems, it's almost like it's still a pandemic in the sense that you don't speak to another individual pretty much. It's just screens.
Yeah.
And businesses realized they could get away with that. And it's a bit like, oh God, I miss having interactions with people, because for my own personal experience, if I was in McDonald's or whatever, and I'd be like, can I get extra gherkins?
Yeah.
You can't get that on the machine. But to have that interaction, I'd be like, heavy on the gherkins. You can't have these little moments of nuance with another human being. It's all screen.
Do you work from home now because you're changed jobs a little bit?
Yeah, so I work from home now. Yeah, and I do think to myself now, I'm like, can I remember how to talk to people or socialize? Like I do have like video calls with people and things like that, but it is very different to like being in an office with like a team. Like you get close to a team, don't you? Whereas mine as well, I'm remotely based, so so a lot of my team live all over the place. So yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, so we're
That's good.
Sorry, I was going to say, do you have like Zoom classes, or is it like 1-to-1 with the pupils?
So I'm not a teacher anymore. I just work for the council. So I write educational healthcare plans for children with special needs. Yeah. So basically, I might now and again have a meeting with parents, and then sometimes I have meetings with professionals about certain cases. But yeah, it would be nice to maybe like get together with some of my team. Sometimes I do video call them, like if they're asking me a question about something or I need to ask them. But yeah, other than that, I basically am working at home with my cat. Yeah, my cat is my colleague.
Gotta love cat colleagues.
Yeah.
I miss my colleagues. My colleagues aren't with me because I'm traveling, so I miss my colleagues.
Yeah.
He's got quite a few fluffy colleagues.
I've got cat colleagues, and Kevin's got his cat colleague.
Yeah. My dog's down here and my cat's down there right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I got the best of both worlds because I work from home, but my job is visiting people's houses. So I go and see 2 or 3 people a day and have an hour one-on-one interaction with them. And then I come back to my room and typey. I quite like it. I don't mind being in an office, but I also would rather not be in an office personally.
Yeah. See, I used to, because the same role I'm doing now, I did do in a local authority that's close to me, and it was like more office based, and I would go out to schools and have meetings in schools. But now that I'm fully remote, and for Surrey, I don't get to do that now, which is a shame because I don't actually get to see the kids. But I still enjoy it. I do like it, and I do kind of like just staying at home. But there's elements that, yeah.
Christmas parties for you must be crap then.
No. Yeah, and then Dylan has Christmas parties with his work club, but I don't think plus ones were invited last time. Maybe.
I guess you could play. Secret Santa via Zoom or something.
Yeah, maybe we did do like a Christmas quiz. I think like Zoom meeting thing.
Nice.
Yeah, that's as far as
really
it gets. Really
and weird. Well, anyway, we've probably taken up a lot of your time, and sorry, I think we've ran over a bit because we're usually finished by 10ish. So, but it's been fantastic to have you on and to chat to you. And we were both, and James, really appreciate you coming on. I'm going to end on a massive downer because I saw a few minutes ago when I was Googling someone's name, this popped up. James Earl Jones just died. Just like right now. Well, just been announced today, as in 10 minutes ago. So Darth Vader and Mufasa has gone. And they're just doing Happy Gilmore 2's happening at the moment, isn't it? And he was in Happy Gilmore.
But also, but we should celebrate. I mean, he's had an incredible life and an incredible career. Do you know what I mean? So it's like,
well done.
Obviously,
well done.
He's like 93.
Sarcastically, but I did mean it.
No, but do you know what I mean? It's like when Donald Sutherland, before he passed, he said that with most people in their jobs, you have retirement, but he says with actors, retirement is sadly death, because he says we'll keep doing this till we can no longer do it. And I thought that was a really powerful thing to say. And it's like, you know, they get to be these storytellers for however many years of their lives, and you know they touch all our lives, and you know he'll be known forever. Like
he was in Casper.
Oh my gosh!
Oh wow!
I don't even know that.
There's probably going
to think what else he's been in.
A lot of memes of, you know, like Mufasa in the sky.
Oh yeah, and everything the light touches. Yeah. Everything the light touches is our key. Yeah.
He was in Click. He's the narrator in Click, which is the Adam Sandler film.
Oh yeah.
He's actually not in that many good films, to be honest.
Such an amazing voice, though, isn't it? His voice is so iconic.
I'm not taking it away from him. He just wasn't in that many films. I don't think he needed to be. He probably earned enough from just doing the voice of Darth Vader. He wasn't even Darth Vader, he was just the voice of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How bizarre.
Wow.
But yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, Saoirse. It was a delight.
Thank you for having me.
I'll catch up with you soon. I'll press stop, but don't go anywhere yet. It needs a second to upload.
Okay.
So bear with me. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This has been Rage Whale. Thanks for hanging out with us. We hope you had a whale of a time.